Team of the season is here, and if you're looking for a cheap and reliable way to buy your FC25 coins over Team of the season, then please look no further than FIFAcoin.com. There's going to be loads of great promos going on, and you can get an extra 5% when you use my code MARTIN. Link will be in the description.
Hi guys, Martin88 here, and welcome back to another Eafc 25 video. Today I'm bringing you some 4-2-1-3 custom tactics. It's not my go-to by any stretch of the imagination. I'll tell you why in a minute. But if you are somebody that likes it, or you feel that you're in need for what it provides, then here's my custom tactics to go with it. Right, okay, let's just get into it. So let me explain. I know that it's the formation this year that divides opinion. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people hate it just because they feel that everyone uses it. For me, I don't actually like it. I generally don't like it, you know. And the reason why is because I feel like there's just too much divide between the defense and the attack. And yeah, I just don't like that. When I've done coaching sessions and people have been using it, or we've been, trying it out with them, it's just not been that. It's not worked, okay, and that's led me to take my coaching clients in slightly different directions, not massively, but just slightly different directions. You know, for me, what I do is that if I have somebody that isn't very good at triggering runs, then I say let them. But I will advise them to play this, okay? But after that, it's not something that I want to do. When we get into the roles, I'll explain why. Right, okay, first of all, straight off the bat for me, I absolutely stand by short passing, okay? I had one of my coaching clients who's actually been with me for like 3 or 4 years, but has had gaps in between coaching. And actually this year was the first time I've sat down with him. And he was losing the ball all the time inside of his own half and conceding goals from it. I switched him to short passing. We played 4 games live, and I could have counted on one hand the amount of times that he gave the ball away. And we ended up getting promoted, and it was all good. So for me, short passing is very, very good. I love it, and it doesn't hinder the attack in any way, shape, or form as far as I'm concerned. You know, defensive approach. Whereas whenever there's a new patch, which never really changes much, if I'm being honest, then people always say, oh, you know, the line height and the defensive approach, and of course it said that it was going to change it. I never really thought that it would change it much, and it hasn't. There's only so much that can be changed. Some people say that, oh, I've got to drop it. The only reason that people would have to drop it, and this is going to sound a bit cruel, it's because they don't know what they're looking out for, and they're just sitting ducks, and people just play through balls because you're not covering the correct space, or you're not using the correct players to defend with. For me, that's a huge skill thing rather than a height thing. Lowering the depth doesn't work, in my opinion. You need to be able to understand what you're trying to do, and that leads me very nicely on to my next point, which is where I did just want to advertise my coaching services. I have mentioned it a little bit already, but if you are somebody that's looking to improve at the game, please feel free to get in touch with me. Email address is on screen. It doesn't matter whether you're at the lower end of the spectrum or the higher. I've coached in pro events, people that haven't played for 10 years, it doesn't matter. Just feel free to get involved, get some info, and we see where we can take you up the ladder. Okay, so player roles. Okay, so 2 defenders, central defenders, are going to be on defender and defend, obviously. At fullback, we've got fullback and balanced, okay? That's an absolute must in my book, okay? If you have them on fullback and defend, they offer 0 width, and I find that that's just it's just way too defensive, and they almost come more like centre backs, okay? And really, what I want is to use the fullbacks to join the defence and the attack, you know? 2 CDMs, deep line, playmaker, and build up. I use that in every single formation where I have CDMs. I like that the most. I like to have the 2 CDMs come up the pitch so that when we're attacking, we can recycle back to them and keep things moving left or right. I don't like to have them on like hold in and defend. So again, they're basically stood next to the two centre backs. If you're somebody that is literally incredibly good at attacking, but you're not good at defending, then yeah, feel free to go for something like that, where you've got the fullbacks on defend and the CDMs on like holding and stuff like that. But I don't think that's going to be the majority, you know. Then into the cam, I like Shadow Striker a lot because I like the cam to work with the striker. I don't like them to be a million miles away, and so that's why I'm doing that. And then inside forward on the left wing and the right wing. But this is my problem with this formation, is that there's such a gap between like the right winger and the right back that if you have the ball like here or with the CDM when you first win it, especially if you're not on short passing, they're miles away. And for me, it's actually quite easy to defend because there's very few options. But yeah, that's just my opinion. So yeah, guys, there we go. For me, they are the 4-2-1-3 tactics that I would use. If that's helped you out in some way, then please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.